Welcome back to the Devils Lair. I'm Randy Meadows.
And I'm Todd Gann.
And we're back for another edition of the Devils Lair, where we're bringing out the best in Tift County athletics.
That's right.
And just reviewing football. We've got basketball about to start up, wrestling. We got a bunch of things going on in Tift County, and we're here to bring it to you guys.
That's exactly right. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Our format, as some of you know, we typically have 4 quarters. We had a game. We were off last week, Tift County was. So we're going to do something just a little different this week. Todd, I'm going to let you go through.
Okay. Well, we were off last week. Week before last, we did have Lowndes County here in Tifton, and, played there at the Brody Field, and, we had another game that we kind of fell a little short again. And
to be expected, man. Lowndes is a fine football team.
They are. I mean, when we played them, of course, they were undefeated, and going into last week, you had 2 undefeated teams still in the region with Camden and Lowndes, and hard-fought game once again. Give credit where credit's due. Lowndes, good, solid program.
That's right.
So, but Tift County fared fairly well. I've said it week after week. Our guys hung in there and they played hard 4 quarters, and they didn't give up.
Well, I don't believe in moral victories, and I'm pretty sure Coach Reed doesn't either.
That's right. Exactly.
And but we've got to try to find the positive in all this. And we're making strides, and we're disciplined, and we're doing a lot of things good and right.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's we got to look at the big picture. We certainly wanted to see a few more wins this season than what we've seen. But when you look deep down and try to pick some things out, we're doing a lot of good things on the field that not necessarily showing up on the scoreboard, but they're showing up on the field.
Yeah. We've had some things go down too in this program, Todd, that I want to address, and part of me didn't want to address them, but I think we need to. Some stuff has went down, and people have done some things, and from the coaching staff all the way down to parents and kids. This is our football team. Our football team.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's it belongs to our community.
Right.
It belongs to us, and it's up to us to make it better.
That's exactly right. Everybody's got to support these kids, because that's ultimately it's these kids out there on the field that are they're out there because they want to be out there. And we may not win on Friday night, but as a community, we need to go out there and support them. Give them, we need to give them 100% like they're giving 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Last night was a big election night, and Romney didn't win, and a lot of people around here voted for Romney.
Right.
Just to put my political twist on everything, and I think it's all relevant. We're worried about Obama being president, just like we're worried about so many things. When really, as Americans and as a community, if we get off our behinds and work, everything will be better.
That's exactly right.
And I know that's easier said than done. And I don't mean, go out and get a job. I mean, just be willing to work and do something to contribute to your America.
Got to contribute.
Do something to contribute to your community from a football standpoint. And if we don't get out and work and try to make Tifton better, it's not going to be better.
Right.
And it starts with these adults. And, these kids are not, can't point fingers at the kids and whatnot. No. And we got to set a better example for these kids than what we're doing.
That's exactly right. We just got to support them 100%, be behind them. Be positive, lift them up in everything we do, and
that's right.
We can't turn our backs on them. I mean, they are kids, and we need to remember that. As adults, we need to remember that they're just kids out there.
Yeah, and just because an adult doesn't do the right thing doesn't make them a bad person.
Oh, no.
We all make bad decisions and choices in life, but how we respond to them and thrive to be better because of those decisions.
That's right.
Is what a lot of these kids see. And
exactly.
Right now in this town, we need people to be positive and do things the right way to set good examples.
I've gotten to know Coach Reed this season, so I'm not a lot, but a little bit. And Coach Reed doesn't like losing. I'll go ahead and tell you that. So
we should be happy that he doesn't like losing.
That's exactly right, and that's my point. So he's going to do everything he can do to turn this program around, and he's doing it. Yeah, and he's working hard at it, and we gotta give these folks time to get things turned back around, and I think they're already turning back around. We just got to be patient, and
Tata, Georgia might have been built in a day, but Rome wasn't.
That's exactly right.
So we've got to keep plucking away at this thing, and this man needs our support.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
Bottom
right.
line, people. That's what happens, and that's what we need.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to get off. We were talking about Lowndes County and Tifton.
That's
tonight.
fine. That's fine. I think it's something that needs to be said.
I think so too.
And and that's what we're here for. We're trying to keep a positive spin on everything, and it's about the kids. It's about the big picture.
That's right. These juniors and seniors this year are important,
right?
But as far as having an effect on the program, that's going to be really, they're not going to, and that's sorry. I mean, that's all you can say is I'm sorry. It's not Coach Reed's fault that all that has transpired.
That's
and
right.
That they're not going to be as involved in this program as maybe parents and fans want them to be.
Right.
But they can look back at the end of the day in 3 years and say, you know what, I started with this man, and so I did have something to do with this program.
That's
exactly right. And he's going to build a great program here in Tift County, and we need to, again, get behind him, support him.
Well, and his job is just like any other job. He stepped in. He's the head man in charge. He had to start with what he had to work with.
That's right.
And he's got a lot of great ideas, a lot of great plans, and he's trying to put some things in place that will make Tift County football better, and perhaps get some of these kids that are not playing back out there playing. That's what he's doing. He's trying his hardest.
I think he went out there with the expectations of winning. I'm not going to say he didn't have those
He's a winner.
expectations.
That's why he did that.
That's right. I had a guy at a football coach from another town talk to me the other night, and he said, Randy, let me tell you something. This man can coach football.
Right.
He said, we watch film of Tift County, and this guy knows how to win. He knows how to coach. He knows the X's and O's.
That's right.
And it made me feel good to be a Tiftonite, man.
Oh, yeah.
It really did. And it kind of made me think, you know what, we're really we have some bad and sour attitudes in this town right now. And it's because we're not winning, man.
That's right.
And it's understandable.
Oh, yeah.
But there again, you got to lose gracefully, and you got to win gracefully.
Listen, in life, you got to know how to lose gracefully.
That's right.
Life's tough out there.
It is.
It's not for sissies.
It's not. That's right. Oh, you need to put that on a T-shirt, man. Life's not for sissies.
Reckon we can make some money off of that?
Probably not, but we can put it on a T-shirt.
Better trademark it.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
But and back to the game. I mean, it was a good game. Our kids, they did play hard, and we came up a little short. And good thing we were off last week. I think we needed a little break. And
that's right.
As somebody we were talking last week, we were talking about Friday night football, and Tift County wasn't playing. I said, I'm gonna put a positive on this. We're not going to lose this week.
That's
we
right.
didn't. So we had a good week last week. But, that's kind of where we've been since our last show. And we were off last week. And, still some games were played last week. But
yeah, a handful of games were played. Tifton, I mean, they just got beat against Lowndes.
They did.
And that's to be expected, man. We thought that they would go in there and have a chance of winning because we normally play Lowndes well.
We do.
And you know what? It just didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
But you know what? We're going to play them next year.
Well, we are. And I think Coach Reed, looking forward, and I think he had some kids in some different positions that night. And, I think he's planting some seeds for the future, trying to see what he's got, how some kids will react in some different positions. And, you can only do that in a game experience.
Yeah, that's right. The only way you're going to get that experience is getting kids out there.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's the only way you're going. Then right now, I mean, we're out of the playoffs, so here's the time to tinker and figure out and do this kind of stuff for next year.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You play some kids that is going to be playing next year, so you know what to expect.
That's exactly right. That's exactly, and they know what to expect.
That's exactly right. So you don't stick them in a region game against Lowndes and they not know what to expect.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because there's a difference in playing Worth County and playing Lowndes County.
And there's a difference playing with your own team than playing another team.
Somebody else, exactly. So that's good. I'm glad that he got in there and got some of that. I wish we could have won. We didn't.
That's right.
We'll march forward. Like I said, we get to play them next year. So watch out, Lowndes County. We're coming to get you.
Watch out, Region 1.
There you go. That's it. That's right.
That's right. But I think that kind of gets us towards the end of the first quarter there, Randy.
Yeah, we're at the end of the first quarter, I guess. We can blow the horn or the whistle here.
That's right. We can wrap it up there.
Whistle. See, we can't hear the whistle tonight. We normally get to hear the whistle.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I bet he's not even hitting the whistle button. He's going to edit that in later, isn't he?
That's right. That's right.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. So, All right, what you got next there,
Well,
Todd?
that kind of wrapped it up. We'll kind of look at maybe at the region, kind of see where everybody's at, and
you got a rundown of who's where in the region.
Yeah,
because I know at the bottom it's kind of muddled a little bit.
Yeah, it is muddled a little bit. Last week, of course, the big game was on ESPNU. Was Camden and Lowndes, down at Lowndes.
You went, right?
Yeah, I did. Driving up to the stadium, I mean, of course, it was packed. Cars everywhere, charter buses, church bands, what have you. I mean, it was a college environment before the game started. I mean, you could just feel the electricity in the air. And we went in and found our seats, and place was packed before the game ever started. And you know how Lowndes is. It's a loud place anyway.
It is.
It was loud. But I'm gonna tell you, as the game progressed, Lowndes wasn't doing too well, and it got quiet.
Oh yeah.
And it was, as much anticipation as a fan, you go into that game, you kind of come out there like, well, it wasn't quite as exciting as I hoped it would be. Camden's good, no doubt. Camden's really good, and they wound up beating Lowndes 24-7 last week, and I really wasn't surprised at that, but I thought it might be a closer game.
I thought it'd be a bigger blowout than that myself.
Did you really?
I did, man. I've seen Camden play,
right,
and a little bit of Lowndes,
right.
And I just thought that.
Well,
they're so deep in Camden, man.
They are. They're deep.
I was talking to a guy from Douglas the other day, and he told me that they had a kid transferred to Camden.
Oh, yeah.
Parents got transferred and transferred jobs, and they went down there.
Right.
And this kid was a starter on their team.
Mm-hmm.
And now this kid is barely playing special teams at Camden.
Wow.
And he said, man, when that happened, he said, I knew that they were pretty deep at Camden.
Right.
And it just amazed me.
That's it.
And I talked to this guy yesterday. So I was like, really? I said, wow, that's unreal.
That is.
It just tells you how deep and that tells you how good they are.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And I knew they were good. I knew they were deep. I didn't know they'd have a kid who could kick 45 yards besides Bryce Ramsey.
Ramsey, exactly.
And that was pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah,
to me.
It was. And that's the thing with Camden. I mean, they're well balanced. I mean, if they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. They've got many weapons. Lowndes, they struggled in the air. The ground game, that's typically what their bread and butter, and they didn't have a whole lot of success against Camden with the ground game. And I'm not surprised at that.
I recorded the game and I watched it. I watched it Sunday instead of the NFL. I watched that game.
Right.
Lowndes played a great first half.
They did. They really did. But
they kind of dominated. They just couldn't put it in. It seemed like they couldn't score.
They couldn't score.
Which is typical of their offense, man. It really is. They play solid defense. They they have good field position when they take the ball over, and they take opportunities against everybody else. And Camden is not everybody else.
That's exactly right.
And you've got to take advantage of them opportunities. And they just really didn't do it. But I thought they had a chance to win that game all the way till the end when they muffed the punt.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And what I was hoping as an official, what normally happens on a punt, if you hit the ball, hit you and you muff it, they call that a muff. You drop it, never have possession. Somebody pick it up and run in with it.
Yeah.
You can't advance a muff. And whenever a referee blows it dead, people go crazy because they think it's the NFL.
Right.
And so I thought that's what was going to happen in the game, and that was kind of the highlight at the end of the game for me. That's sad as an official. That's what it is. But I thought if he would have caught that ball, they could have maybe went down and scored. Maybe made it interesting.
That's exactly right.
But they didn't. He dropped it. Camden recovered, and they ran the clock out.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So
just up and down.
That's it. So you wind up with Camden being 9-0 at this point, 5-0 in the region, and Lowndes, they are of course they're finished this season. They're 9-1 in the. With the one region loss, they're 5-1 in the region. So
do you know how they finished in the state so far? Like what their ranking is? Because I think they were like number 2 or 3.
I don't.
You don't? Okay. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they wound up now.
Come playoff time, they're a team that's going to be really, really dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm thinking that maybe they might.
Lowndes actually. They're 6th. They're ranked 6th in the region in the state now in 6A football. Right.
I'll tell you this now: if Lowndes doesn't play 4 quarters of football, they won't win in the playoffs.
No, they won't. They won't. That's exactly right. They're going to have to play 4 quarters.
They had their struggles against Coffee earlier this year.
They did. Sure did.
And
barely got by Valdosta.
The same way. So they've got to play 4 complete quarters in the playoffs once they start.
That's exactly right. So,
and I always cheer them on in the playoffs.
Absolutely. So right now you got Camden number 1 in the region and Lowndes number 2. That's the way that those 2 spots are going to shake up. But you still got Valdosta, Coffee, and Colquitt battling for those bottom 2 slots.
It's a hot mess down there at the bottom, ain't it?
It is. I mean, it's still up in the air. So you got Valdosta 3-2, Coffee is 2-3, and then let's see, Colquitt's 3-2.
Yeah.
Valdosta's 3-2.
Yeah.
And then you got Coffee at 2-3.
Right.
So,
well, let's see. Colquitt plays Camden this week.
That's exactly right.
And Camden said they had this game circled on their calendars.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they have had it circled on their calendar.
And anybody who plays Camden has probably got it circled on their calendar.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
They're the modern age Valdosta, I guess.
They are. They are. They got a target on them.
They do, and they should.
Absolutely.
And, so I'm kind of interested in how this game is going to play out.
Exactly.
Rush is Rush, and he is going to be pumped up.
He's going to be Rush.
And it's going to be interesting to see where this goes.
That's exactly right. It will be.
I feel like Camden's going to beat them, but it wouldn't shock me to see Moultrie win this game.
Well, Rush has been known to pull a few things out of the hat, and
certainly, it's his time of year.
It is.
This is when they start
peaking and rolling. That's exactly right. they seem to have done that the last 2 or 3 years now, and so you don't know. And then Valdosta has Coffee, and that's
another one.
That's another one.
You've got to go with Valdosta, man. They're on a roll right now.
They're on a roll. I mean, since that last second field goal defeat by Lowndes County, that they have been on a roll.
They've kind of been running it. So,
and Valdosta's a good team. They really are. They're solid this year. You
look at their record, it's 6-3, and I think you're going to. I mean, some people in the state may take them for granted.
Yeah, I don't think you take them for granted.
Now, let me ask you this: of the 3 teams at the bottom down there, Colquitt, Valdosta, and Coffee, who do you think has the best chance to be in the playoffs to make a run?
Really, I really think Colquitt.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think you have to because Rush, like I said, this is the time of year when he starts rolling.
Exactly, that's exactly right.
And that experience, I think Coffee is good, but I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if they're. I just don't know if they're not experienced enough to be there. Right. But the only way you're gonna get experience is getting to the dance.
That's exactly right. You got to get into the dance.
Michael Jackson didn't moonwalk until he tried to moonwalk.
That's what you got a good point there.
Did I just give a Michael Jackson reference in the middle of this thing?
I don't know if I'm proud of that or not.
I'm on my game
anyway.
But
those 2 slots still there. Man, put their name in a hat and draw it out.
That's right. That's exactly right. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to transpire, but I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Playoffs are next week.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's hard to believe that this season's already over.
I know, man. I'll tell you what, this has been, and a lot of people. I talked to Chris at work today, Chris Waters, and he told me the same thing. He said, "Man, this has been the fastest year for football."
I agree. It has been,
and it's just been unreal.
Well, and kind of going back to supporting these kids. I mean, these kids have worked hard all summer. I mean, coaches have worked all summer and put in a lot of long hours to play these 10 football games. So, there's a lot of sweat and work and heart and soul has gone on into this season.
That sweat equity is something you can't get back, is it?
And you can't. That's
right.
And for these kids to work so hard, to stick it out the whole season with the season we've had, I give credit to these kids.
Certainly.
They're there because they want to be there.
That's exactly right, man. And that's part of Reed's process, man. He's going to get these kids in here, and you're going to find out who wants to hang around.
That's exactly right.
Who's got that
drive to be there.
Exactly. And he's going to weed some people. It happens. It's how it works. It's the process.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And you're either in or you're out. And these kids who really have stuck around, kudos to them and their character.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's been a long, short season.
A long, short season. Yeah, it has. Our record, it hasn't helped it, but on the flip side of it, at least it's been quick.
Yeah, it has been quick. It's been quick. So anyway, but
I don't know. As much as I love football, I wish it was year round.
I agree. I don't
know if my blood pressure could take it, but
I don't know that mine could either. I just don't know. But,
exactly.
Anyway, but I think that's kind of going to roll us on into halftime there, Randy. What do you think?
Halftime. Let's hear the band. We just got a whistle. That's all we got, right? That's okay. We'll eventually get a band in here, Donovan,
exactly right.
and we'll be good to go.
We'll be good to go. Maybe a one-man band, but we'll get one in here.
Yeah. Just want to give a special thanks to Narrow Media and Donovan Atkinson. He's in charge of the production of this show.
That's right.
He does a fantastic job and lets two yahoos come in here every week. And
he's a whole lot smarter than we are.
He'd have to be.
I hope.
Him, a rock, and a box of hammers way smarter than me and you, buddy.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Anyways, as always, you can live chat with us at live.anarrow.tv. And, we've got someone in here now, AUNC 2010. Not sure who that is. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. That's right.
That's right. We appreciate any feedback and anything you want to give to us. We'll translate into the show.
That's right.
So thanks for that. Also, right here is halftime, man. We welcome anybody who's in the band or chorus or any extracurricular activity, man. This is not just about athletics. It's about Tift County as a whole. We're in this together.
That's right.
If you have a spotlight right here that you want to be put into, just feel free to contact us via Facebook or Randy Meadows, Todd Gann on Facebook. You see our information at the bottom of the screen down here. Get in contact with us, and we'll do a special on you at halftime. That'll be a great halftime show to have some band members and chorus, cheerleaders.
Absolutely.
Also, just get with us. We'll get a little information, get a waiver signed we can put you on air and whatnot. And we'll go from there, man. It's a great platform to be seen and be recognized.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And let's utilize it. So,
absolutely.
What you got next for me, Todd Gann?
Third quarter, we, kind of getting ready for next week.
Give me a drink. I'm sorry.
Well, I say next week. We're getting ready for Friday night. Tipton's. We're going over to Brunswick this week, and Brunswick has not had a lot of success this year either. So, a lot of kids will be playing for pride this week. Neither team's going to playoff hopes are not there now, and so now you're playing for pride. So it ought to be a good game. Brunswick had Valdosta last week, and at halftime they were tied 10-10. So Brunswick, I believe, was giving Valdosta all they could handle the first half of the football game. So, we can't go over to Brunswick thinking we're just going to roll right over them because, they're just like us. They're hungry for a win, and it's going to be a hard-fought battle.
A team that has nothing to play for is a dangerous team.
All right. That's exactly right.
And I hope there's some idiots over there in Brunswick County right now that has a podcast like us that's sitting there saying the same thing because they better be, we're going to go in there ready to play. So they better be ready to play too.
Right. That's exactly right.
And, a team with nothing to play for is a very dangerous team.
Absolutely.
And, I think we can go in there and beat these guys.
Oh, I do too. And I feel like Coach Reed is probably going to be mixing things up again this week. Laying the groundwork for next year.
That's right.
Well, not only next year, the next several years.
That's right.
So, I'm kind of interested to see what we're going to have, what we have to offer them. It's long ride over there, but we're going to ride over there and come away victorious with a victory.
I'm ready. I look forward to it. I'll be out of town this weekend, but I'm sure I'll be getting some texts from my good friend. That's you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, sure. Okay.
And be able to keep up with it when I'm up in North Georgia. Huh?
You gonna have cell service up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got a high-tech phone. I don't know how to work it, but it's high-tech. So it better work when I get up there.
That's right.
If not, I'll be calling Donovan and hey, man, how do I get better cell service up
that's
here?
Right. That's right.
He'll forward me his text or something.
Right.
That has
exactly right. That's exactly right.
An app on there.
But anyway, Brunswick and Tifton, the same record. We both hungry for that win, and we've never played Brunswick.
Oh, really?
No, we never have. We've been over there one time, but we played Glen Academy, and I think 1949 or something like that.
Oh, I remember like it was yesterday.
I kind of do. Maybe you're a little older than me. I don't know, but so it's going to be interesting. Never have faced those Brunswick Pirates, and I did a little research on them this week, and
good.
They don't have a huge squad. They look to have about 50 or 60 on the roster, maybe, and
it's not small.
It's not small, but we'll kind of see what they have to offer Tift County.
Well, I refereed their game last year, and the coach in pregame said, "I'm just going to let you guys know we threw it last week 110 times."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "What?" He said, I'm going to try to throw it more than that this week. And
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, great, this is going to be awful. So, excuse me, I'm sure that they're going to throw the ball.
Oh, yeah,
now,
that's right.
They may have changed up their scheme. I don't know.
Well, and I think before the regions changed up, they had a little bit of success in what region 3, 4. I don't remember what region that is over there.
3, 5A,
something like that.
Or last year would have been 4A. I guess.
But they had a little success over there. Of course, still the same region that.
Well, the game I had last year, I think they were playing Ware for the region title.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So whoever won that game,
right.
Obviously won that region.
Exactly.
And Ware was a good football team and beat them.
Right.
But they're fast.
You're right. Exactly.
I mean, they remind me of Colquitt a little bit as far as the offense they run. It's spread out.
Spread out, exactly.
Quick dink and dunks and let the guys get in open space and work. So
I think they can be dangerous.
They can be. Again, we've just got to come out and hit them in the mouth.
We've got to hit them in the mouth and go ahead and quieten them.
Yeah, we need
right off the bat.
We need to score some points.
We do, and we need a game with some big plays. Since Houston County and Worth County, we just we hadn't had those big plays like we saw in those two games, and we hopefully we can have that again this Friday night and square up with them and hit them hard and go ahead and seal the deal.
Well, maybe some of these kids this year, some seniors will get in and get to play a little bit Friday night.
That's right.
And being their last game, and maybe we can get out and get a big lead and play everybody. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not realistic, but that'd be great.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I think we're going to have our hands full with them, but I feel like we can win this game.
Exactly.
I hope we can get Rashard Daniels go and let him run the ball and send him off with a good.
Absolutely.
The kid has really played well this year.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And if he's not on the all-region team, there's something wrong.
There's something wrong. I totally agree.
I feel like he will be.
Yep.
But I'd like to see him have a really good game. I'd like to see everybody have a good game. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the kids, and
that's right.
We want them to have a great game and get at least that one region victory this season.
That'd be nice.
I think if we can do that, we can hold our heads up high and say, "Hey, we had a great year," and we're gonna hold our heads up high regardless.
That's right. And if with another win, it'll tie our record from last year.
That's exactly right. And
I think that's important.
Oh yeah,
I've said it before in this show. I didn't have that big of expectations this year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just being honest.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so 3-7 will be phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And I might be the only person in Tift County to really see that. I know there's several people out there who see it, and but there's some who don't see it that way.
That's exactly right.
And you know what, man? It's tough. We play in a tough region.
We play in a tough region. There's some tough football.
We play in a well-coached region.
Hey, listen, that's
from
exactly
top to bottom.
Top
man,
to bottom.
Some great coaches.
That's exactly right. And Colquitt County, they got a lot of support over there from their fans, and Lowndes and Valdosta and Coffee County. I mean, these programs are programs, and these coaches are coaches, good coaches, and it's the SEC of high school football in Georgia.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to leave it alone. This is the last thing I'm going to say about it. This program is just like a Coke machine. When you stick money in there and nothing comes out, you tend to kick it.
That's
and
right.
Get mad. And I've seen so many people kick a drink machine and a drink never fall out of it.
That's
and
right.
It's not going to.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to stick an extra little dollar in there.
There you go.
And
That's
it'll
exactly
work.
Right. That's exactly right.
And, so we got to be patient around here and keep feeding the machine. That's what
right.
we've got to do.
Keep
feeding the machine, and we'll keep getting
there
something back out of it. It's whatever we put in it, we're going to get out of it.
That's exactly right.
So, don't kick the machine. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's keep these kids positive.
Right.
And
right.
And we're going places.
That's exactly right. So, but we'll go over to Brunswick Friday night. We'll come away victorious. Be a great ride home. So
great ride home. Stop by Willie's Weenie Wagon. Get you a pork chop sandwich. Bring me 2 of them back. I'll be back in town Sunday evening. And we'll enjoy it.
That's exactly right.
So what else you got for me
well,
there, Gan?
I think that'll wrap up the third quarter. We'll roll into the fourth. What do you think?
The big fourth quarter. There's the
whistle. All right.
Proverbial whistle.
That's right.
I don't know what that word means, but I mean, I know what whistle means, but proverbial.
You sure you know what whistle means?
I do.
Okay.
That's whistling, right?
Yeah, it does.
That's not whistling.
No. You know what it means, though.
I do know what it means. So, anyways, what you got for me?
Well, season's almost over.
It is.
We've had good turnouts this season at Brody Field. stands have been pretty full, and proud of that. Once again, Touchdown Club's really tried to work hard and support these kids, get out there and raise some money. I know that the last home game we had the drawing for the golf cart and the trailer, and I'm not sure who won. I know the golf cart has been claimed. The trailer's still out there. I don't have the winning numbers with me. If I had them, I'd give them out here on the air tonight. But
I can give you mine, and you can call those out like it's the winner.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you'll go to the Tift County Football website, the numbers are posted right there, and it'll tell you who to contact, and perhaps you might be the winner.
AUNC 2010, I agree. All we need is just a little patience, a little Guns N' Roses reference for y'all.
That's right.
Thank you. I agree. That's what we need. If we had that music, if we could cue that music in the background, we would, but that costs money.
That costs money, and I don't think either one of us are talented enough to try and roll it off our tongue right now. I'm just saying.
If I had a bandana on my head, I'd hum it out for you, I promise.
So
anyway, so the website. What's the website again?
TiftCountyFootball.com.
TiftCountyFootball.com.
And that's something that's a little new this year too. They've revised it a little bit. The schedules are there, and I think there's some links to some history and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of glad to see the website revamped, because the old one had gotten a little stale. Not a lot of information on the old website, so I'm glad to see it revamped. And gives you some contact information on there if you want to join the Booster Club. And I certainly urge everybody to join the Booster Club. Even though the season's almost over, you can join the Booster Club anytime.
That's right.
We got to support these kids by filling up stands, by raising money.
I promise you this: the Booster Club's already working for next year.
I guarantee you.
That's right. They've already got the wheels in motion, getting everything ready for next year.
Right. That's exactly right. So, certainly a rebuilding year this year, and
sure.
We look forward to better things next year, and I'm sure it will be better.
That's right.
And I'm sure once Friday night's over with and we get back to Tifton, Saturday morning, Coach Reed is already working on next year.
He's that kind of guy, man.
He's that kind of guy. So,
first time I met the guy, I knew he was going to be special.
Absolutely. And you sit down and talk to him one-on-one. He's got a plan, and and that plan is to bring Tift County back into being a powerhouse in this region.
That's right.
So,
exactly right. So,
what else you got there, Ray?
Well, there's a lot of things kicking up. That we're getting into the end of football season. We talked about other sports. I know there's a basketball game this Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's here in Tifton. It's a scrimmage game,
right?
And it's at high school, I believe,
right.
against Monroe.
Uh-huh.
So those kids need our support too. So go out there and see them.
That's right.
They've got a pretty good squad this year.
Mm-hmm.
So go out there and see them and enjoy the action. Always fun when we play Monroe.
That's right.
It's always an adventure.
Always.
If you don't have a gun, they'll give you one at the door. I'm sorry, that was awful. That was not nice, and I should not have said that. But they're coming from Albany.
They're coming from the good life city. Excuse me.
Oh, I think we just crossed the line there. But hey,
Hey, somebody from Albany told me that, so I can say it.
That's right. That's true. So get out there and support them. I don't know when the season officially starts.
I'm not sure.
They've got a few things going on, and it'll be posted in paper, and we'll try to get that information to you.
I know they probably got a couple tournaments before the season gets kicked off, probably, that they'll be playing in.
Yeah, I know they got some national stuff going on, some really big tournaments down in Orlando and whatnot, and they'll we'll give you more info as we get it.
That's right.
Another thing that's true and dear to both of our hearts is the wrestling program.
Right.
And a lot of people at home scratch their head like, what? Tift County has a wrestling program? Yes, we do. They are the defending region champions.
Absolutely.
And both of us are involved in it,
mm-hmm.
and so we want to hit on it a little bit. They start their tournament, or they start wrestling next week.
Right. They a week from this Saturday to go to Waycross and the Gator Jewels, and big tournament over there, and that's where they started out last year. And I think several of the teams from our region will be there, along with some other teams. So that's where they'll get kind of kicked off. So
it's a good tournament to start off with.
It really is.
A lot of good teams.
A lot of good teams. I know Camden will be there, and they're always good. So it's a good way to start the season. And Ware County, of course, they're good too. They actually, I believe, won that tournament last year.
Yeah, they are really good.
They are very good, well coached.
And a shameless plug. I am the coach of the USA wrestling program here in Tifton. I'm one of the coaches. Let me put it that way. We are the Tifton Takedown Club. There's our emblem right there, the Superman T. we have a program for kids 5 to 14 who can get involved in wrestling. And it is a phenomenal program, and I'm not just saying that because I'm affiliated with it. If I was standing back looking from the outside, I would, say the same thing. We practice Tuesdays and Thursday nights from 6 to 8 at the Tift County Wrestling Room, which is across from the Leroy Rogers Center on 2nd Street. These kids come in every week, and for 2 hours, we work with them on fundamentals of wrestling. And, we have a lot of young kids in there. We are the feeder program for Tift County. Right. We start them young, get them ready. We give them to Coach Clark at 8th Street. He's won 2 conference titles in a row.
Right.
And working on a 3rd this year. So whenever we took this program over about 4 years ago, man, we started in a room very small, not much wider than me and Todd here.
Yeah,
and
was.
We've worked our way up to some pretty nice facilities and great cooperation throughout Tift County, and we appreciate that. So, yes, Miss Lee, I'm shameless. So our wrestling program, it really is a great program. It can do your kid a lot of good. My kid, when he started, and this is what really made me a believer in it, when we started, excellent student. He's always been an excellent student. He started wrestling, man, and he become a baseball all-star. He was on the all-star team in football. He wasn't before he started wrestling. And it may just be stupid, dumb luck. I don't know. But I like to think that it come from wrestling.
Right.
And so once that happened, man, I was like full-blown all in. And I'm like, this program is doing some good for kids.
That's exactly
and not only do we have, good athletes and good wrestlers, we have good kids on the mat.
We do. We really do.
And we take pride when we go to our USA tournaments that our kids are the most well-behaved. And that's the last thing we huddle up as soon as everybody gets there. We talk about things, and last thing we do, second to last thing we do, we talk about what we're going to do as far as behavior that day. And then we huddle up, say a little prayer, and then we go out there and whoop some butt.
There you go. That's right.
It's a great confidence builder.
Right.
It character builder. I mean, it's just everything.
Well,
it's wonderful.
Wrestling's a great sport because you're out there, you're competing as an individual, but you're also competing as a team. So,
that's right.
I know Mason's wrestled. He'll be a sophomore this year, and wrestled at 8th Street, wrestled you guys for 1 year, and he loves it. I mean, and that's what he loves about it because it is an individual sport and a team sport all at the same time. It is, and and the thing about it, I really have enjoyed is, when you go around into different communities and wrestle different kids, you get to know kids from other communities, their parents, so you really kind of become one big community.
Exactly.
When you're out there on the mat and you're wrestling somebody from Lowndes or Valdosta, you're sitting there just pulling for your kid as hard as you can pull for them. You don't like the kid down there from Valdosta or Lowndes at that time, but when it's all over, you all kind of get back together and y'all friends again, and it's fun. It's a lot of strategy involved in it. I mean, it's just
Certainly.
not go out there and just.
There's no turnbuckle involved.
There's no turnbuckle. That's
That's
exactly
right.
No
ropes, no turnbuckle.
A lot of technique, a lot of strategy. A lot of kids develop, a certain move that works great for them, and that becomes their signature. So it's a great sport. It's a fun sport, and it's easy to pick up on how the scoring works. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And my biggest fear was I didn't know anything about it.
Right, exactly.
And I was like, And then once I got in there, it was, I couldn't believe how real and how fun it was, and how much my kid loved it more than anything.
Exactly.
And it shocked me, man, because he's non-confrontational, and I'm like, he's just not aggressive enough.
And that's
he can go in there and beat somebody. He'll shake their hand when they're done, hug the kid he's wrestling, and go shake the other coach's hand.
That's exactly right.
And walk off that mat and leave it all out there.
I know.
And it's phenomenal, man. And not just mine, man. There's a ton of great kids in our program.
That's exactly right. There are.
And I wish I had a list to call them all out, man. But right now we've got about 45 wrestlers.
Wow.
And we're expected to, after football season, to pick up about 10 to 15 more.
Wow.
And 8th Street just started.
Right.
And we'll pick up probably about 5 to 10 of them. And, I mean, our program is really growing, man. We went from 4 kids. And in 4 years, we're going to be up to 50 or 60.
That's phenomenal.
So it is great, and we thank the community and everybody for helping us because we had to beg to get help to begin with, and now we got people calling us, asking us for help.
That's great.
And that's just a testament to what we're doing up there. And, again, I don't want to toot my own horn, Horn, but we've got a great group of coaches, man. Nick Honnett's our head coach, and I just can't speak volumes of this guy. He's just unreal. Tracy Lott is phenomenal with his kids. Coach Gary Westbury does a fine job with technique. Right. And we've brought on Matt Seaman this year, who has been involved. He wrestled for Tifton, and he is working, showing moves to our kids that are helping them get to the next level.
That's exactly right.
So I'm missing somebody. Did I miss a coach? No, that's all of us. And we got other guys that contribute and do things too in that program. And like I said, we're building ourselves up to help Coach Watson, and we're there for him. As a matter of fact, the first week of December, there's going to be a home match here, a duels match, and we invite everybody to come out and support these guys because, Tift County is not a big wrestling community. We're trying to get it that way. That's a lot of these kids, man, they don't get anybody to come watch them, and we're going to try this year to make it happen.
That's exactly right. And I promise you, if you come watch it, you'll be hooked.
That's right. It's good. Just give it a chance. So,
that's right.
Again, my program, Tifton Takedown, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 at the Tift County Wrestling Room. Invite you to come out, bring your kid. If you don't like it, don't ever come back. But if you like it, hang around. There's a lot going on, and it's good for everybody. It gives you something to do in the wintertime besides sit around and play Xbox.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's the other thing. I mean, it is a great sport. Keeps you conditioned. It helps build a lot of core strength there for other sports.
Definitely.
And a lot of stamina and that sort of thing.
Definitely.
It's a good foundation if you participate in other sports.
I wrestled a little bit last night, and I'm about to die today. Having a hard time moving. So.
That's what's wrong with you today?
No, every day I'm like this. It ain't just today.
That's what I thought so. Well, that kind of wraps up our fourth quarter there, Randy.
That's it. That's it for the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
He pulls the headphones off for the horn.
There we go.
So, that 6-minute horn, that's awfully long.
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Cut it down.
Well, that kind of wraps it up for us. Everybody go support our kids, man. We need them.
Yeah, they these kids, I think we said it before, they get one opportunity at this. And we need to do everything we can to support them because they're doing it because they want to. They're not out there making money off of it like professionals. They're out there because they want to do it. And a lot of them want to go to the next level. They want to be able to go on to college. And, a lot of them have visions of being a professional one day. And, some of them will be. But they won't unless we go out there and support them, Randy.
That's exactly right. Open up your heart, open up your pocketbooks. I mean, it takes both.
It does.
Sometimes you got to open up your arms and put your arms around and hug one of them. So,
that's exactly right.
A lot of these kids don't have father figures, and some of them do, and they're not strong father figures. And these sports open up,
and I know
for these kids.
I know we're at the end of the show, but that's another thing with any sport, wrestling, football, soccer, what have you. Sometimes that's all these kids have.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And if it weren't for that, we'd lose a lot of these kids. And that's academics is important, but these extracurricular activities are important too.
They certainly are. There's certain kids that do extra sports that keeps them off the streets getting in trouble.
That's exactly right.
And that means a lot, man. That's if they're off the street in there learning some of this stuff.
That's right.
It builds character. It builds a lot of things, and it certainly won't hurt them. So get out there and let's support them.
Really?
Wow. So AUNC 2010 said, "Great show, guys. War Eagle and beat the dogs." Can you unplug him? I don't know what your capabilities are, Donovan. I'm sure you can. No, thank you, AUNC 2010.
We're certainly glad you tuned in with us tonight. That's
War
for sure.
Eagle when y'all play Bama, and no, we need to beat Bama. So that probably won't happen. No, come on.
Oh, me, wow.
I like Auburn most of the time.
Most of the time, exactly. Except for 1 weekend out of the year, probably.
Although I did think Gene Chizik was going to get fired at halftime last week.
That's right.
When y'all were struggling against New Mexico State. So y'all hang in with Chizik, buddy. I think he's okay. I know y'all probably are. He's the new Mark Richt, and so we love him as dog fans. But
right,
I like Chizik. I think he's going to be okay.
That's it.
Anyways, we need to wrap the show up. You're killing me. We're going to wrap this show up now. We'll see you next week.
That's right.
We'll discuss what was going on this week and discuss a big Tift County victory.
That's right, exactly.
And we'll talk some more Tift County athletics. In the meantime, if you have anything, look underneath us here, our Facebook page. Like us, be our friend, interact with us.
Be our friend.
Twitter down there. And as always, you can call us at 313-718-2557. Leave us a voicemail. We'll get back with you. We can even put your voice on air. What else you got, Todd?
Well, Randy, I believe that's it.
Let's get out of here. Till next week, guys. We'll see you. I'm Randy Meadows.
I'm Todd Gann, Go Big Blue.
Go Blue.
This has been a presentation of the Anero Media Network. Your reality distorted.